Me and my hectic life. It's just me and my hectic life.
Collabos, I guess I always, I followed the Tongue's career early on. He was a bit more of a battle MC, but he came out with a few albums.
Yeah, another Sydney legend.
Yeah, he was on the Elephant Tracks.
Yep.
I actually, I used to cypher with him a bit, but I first sort of met him a couple of times. I ran into him a big day out one time.
Yeah, wow.
And for some reason, I guess it was, almost prophetic. I had a shirt made that said Dope MC on it. Who would know that I would emerge?
Pretty appropriate, yeah.
Anyway, I bumped into him. I don't know that I was a dope MC at the time, but I definitely, I said hello to him. I pointed to him. I pointed to my shirt just to say, I recognised that you were also dope.
Yep.
And I believe we watched the Hilltop Hoods together. This was an earlier big day out than when I helped them put their show together. And then we bumped into some other bloke that wanted to rap, wanted to cypher. So funnily enough, while I was wearing a Dope MC shirt, I didn't rap. I just beatboxed for them to just have their little rap session. But that's a lesson. It's a lesson in humility. You wear a Dope MC shirt. You better be prepared to rhyme. But I was there to support the others. It wasn't my moment then.
Yeah. You do you still beatbox to this day? Is that
not really?
No.
I didn't really even beatbox then. If I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. Well,
not much of a beatboxer.
Just the moment called for it, and you
just the boom and the There's not much past that.
Boots and cats.
Yeah. That's pretty much the extent of mine.
Dope MC. That's a I'd love to see that shirt. Have you?
Does not fit me anymore.
Yeah.
Didn't wash well. I'll be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it done pretty cheaply.
Yep.
I got a few shirts made over the years.
Okay.
There was a Funkoars tribute shirt that I got created.
Yeah.
That I actually
Wow.
I did meet them in backstage at one show, one of the obese shows that they did back in the day, and my shirt took from a line. I believe it was Trials. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who said I used to think big till it killed L, Pun, Smalls, and Kev. 4 tragic lives that are no longer with us. That were all big. Big L, Big Pun, Biggie Smalls. You know him? And Big Kev, the cleaning man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cleaning product mogul, if you will. And that was a great line. So I had a shirt that said R.I.P. B.I.G. L, Pun, Smalls, and Kev. I was very proud of that shirt.
Yeah.
Very proud.
Was this a one of one?
It was one of a kind, yes.
Wow.
But I guess it all really, came to a head when I did sneak backstage and I saw a couple of the Funkoars. And I said to them, "Hey, check out my shirt, boys. What do you think?" They were very impressed.
Yeah, as you would be.
I thought a great idea at the time was that they could bring me up on stage when they say that line, and then they would present me to the audience, and everyone would really appreciate it that much.
Yeah.
And so I went out, and when they played and they did it, I was all excited to get on stage, and it wasn't to be. Security didn't really. I guess security just didn't know the Funkoars lyrics as well as I did at the time.
Yeah.
They're not for everyone, but could have been a real moment. I think it could have been a real good moment for them.
Yeah.
And just for the people attending, and myself, I suppose. But I'd already been on national television.
I guess throughout one's career, there's moments where there's the near hits, and then there's times where you hit it out of the park. And I mean, you're no stranger to those moments. Is there any particular performances like similar to that where you feel like things didn't completely go as to plan? Do you know what I mean? Like again, you're a musician. You're in and around this environment where crazy shit can happen, and do you know what I mean? It's unpredictable. Do you have any experiences that have just kind of left you dumbfounded and you couldn't believe you were there to see it?
I did attend a Bliss and SO gig once, which was a very strange setting. It was in the car park of of a funeral parlour.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, and the guy who owned the funeral parlour, his house was connecting to it, and there was sort of a party going on in his house while the gig was going on. I think it was his birthday or something. He wanted to celebrate by putting on a hip-hop gig, and respect to him for that.
Yeah, I mean...
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he had Bliss and Esso headlining. I had a friend who was also playing who, you know, he got me up to the party in his house, and there wasn't much going on there, so I went back down, and when Bliss and Esso were playing, halfway through, the owner of the establishment interrupted. He grabbed the mic and started asking everyone if they respected the dead. No doubt a reference to his funeral parlour setting of the event. Didn't really understand what he was
halfway
doing.
Halfway
through the gig.
Yeah,
through
wow.
the, you know, peace, love and unity. No disrespect, Bliss and Esso, but
Yeah, wow.
come on.
Pretty disrespectful, really.
Yeah, it really brought the vibe down.
I feel like saying no disrespectful before something doesn't actually like veto the disrespect in that moment. That's pretty yeah, wow. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, what were you?
Yeah. Ironically, probably a bit disrespectful to interrupt in that way.
My apologies. It happens to the best of us, I guess.
It certainly does. So he interrupted, asking people if they respect the dead, and apparently this all led to the fact that someone had tagged up his toilets in his house, which was very disrespectful, considering he'd even provided, you know, a whole line of portaloos for the public to
tag.
Well, not to tag, but to, I guess you'd have to expect that. It's a hip-hop gig.
It's going to happen.
And especially back in those days, it was, that was the thing. You do your hip-hop gig, you tag the toilets and you're out. So yeah, that was a bit tough, but Bliss and Esso pulled through. They bring that positivity.
Yep.
And that was a bit of a strange gig to attend, but I was picking up lessons along the way, learning that you don't do gigs in funeral parlours.
So that was your last.
That's a bit of a lesson.
Yeah.
That was a bit strange.
Yeah.
But just picking up things so that when my career got off the ground, I was professional.
Yeah.
I knew how to handle myself in and around the scene.
Yeah.
Like, don't tag up the toilets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tip for young players: don't tag up the toilets. Many venues are no longer available to us because kids bloody tagged up the toilets, didn't they?
Yeah, well, no, I feel like the culture in Sydney has like really shifted a lot, and it's moved more towards. There's less live music venues these days. A lot of it has to do with increased rent. It's a very expensive city to live in. There isn't funding for arts and culture like there used to be, and the lockout laws.
Yeah, probably more to do with kids tagging up the toilets. No disrespect.
Is that an apple? Did you bring that with you? Did you bring that with you? Okay. So you seem like a pretty health conscious guy. No. So I mean, you hear the stories of musicians falling into traps with excessive partying, getting caught up in. Do
you mind?
Would trying to do an interview. Moment. You need a second? Okay. Anyway, so
I like to stay fresh.
It's a good way to be.
We toured with Fundamentals.
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't.
Couple of
aware.
times. Been on tour with Thunderman.
Really? Wow.
Rings where a fair bit of blink got hectic chains, hectic thoughts up in my hectic brains. Only hectic raps can keep me sane to drop hectic rhymes on your headlight rain. How about this weather? Yeah, it's hectic, bro. In many ways, it's the same as my hectic flow.